Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shikhar Kanti. In this video, we go for some more theorems on cyclic groups. This is the theorem show that every subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. Okay, so let me consider G is a cyclic group and H is a subgroup of G. We try to show that H is also a cyclic group. Now here, suppose G is cyclic group, then it has a generator, that is G is generated by A. And let me consider H be a subgroup of G. I have to show that H is also cyclic. To show that H is cyclic, I have to show that there is a generator. That means every element of H can be expressed as some integral power of some element of H. Then we can say that H is also cyclic. Okay, so let me consider G equal to G is a cyclic group generated by some element A, and let H be a subgroup of G. Okay, now G is cyclic, H is a subgroup of G, right? That means here every element of H is an element of G. And the elements of G are some integral powers of A. Therefore, elements of H are also some integral powers of A. So that is, every element of H is some integral power of A. Now, that means here say H may be consisting of A square, A to the power of 5, A to the power of something like this. That is A to the power of something. Some integer is there. Now here let M be the least positive integer such that A to the power of M belongs to H. That is, among all those elements in H, M is the least positive integer such that A to the power of M belongs to H. That is, for any positive integer, if A to the power of that integer belongs to H, means that integer must be greater than or equal to this M. That is, M is the least positive integer. Okay, such that A raised to M belongs to H. Now we try to show that this A raised to M is the generator of this H. That means every element of H can be expressed as the integral power of A to the power of M. Okay, so we try to show that it is this A raised to M is the generator of H. Now, to prove that A raised to M is the generator, we have to show that every element of H can be expressed as some power of A to the power of M. So for that, let me take an element belong to H. And we know that every element of H is a power of A. So that is, let A raised to T be any element, any arbitrary element belongs to H. Now by division algorithm, we can write T is equal to MQ plus R. That is, here the meaning of this is, when T is divided by M, getting the quotient Q and the remainder is equal to R. And by division algorithm, this remainder is either equal to 0 or it is less than the divisor. That is 0 less than or equal to R less than M. Okay. Now, A raised to M, already we have taken A raised to M belongs to H. And H is a subgroup here, means H itself is a group. Therefore, A raised to M to the power of anything again belongs to H. In particular, A raised to M to the power of Q also belongs to H. That means A to the power of MQ. A raised to M to the power of Q means A to the power of MQ belongs to H. Now what is the inverse of this element? This inverse of this element is A to the power of minus MQ. As H is a group here, that is subgroup of G means H itself is a group. Therefore, inverse of each element also belongs to H. Therefore, inverse of A raised to MQ also belongs to H. Inverse of A to the power of MQ means A to the power of minus MQ. So this also belongs to H. Now here we have A raised to T is an element of H, A raised to minus MQ is also an element of H. Then by closure property, so A comma B belongs to H means AB also belongs to H. Therefore A raised to T belongs to H, A raised to minus MQ belongs to H. Therefore A raised to T into A raised to minus MQ also belongs to H. So that is here A raised to T into A raised to minus MQ means A to the power of T minus MQ belongs to H. What is this T minus MQ? So from this equation, T minus MQ is nothing but R. So that is here, this implies A to the power of R belongs to H. Now here, we have taken m is the least positive integer such that a raised to m belongs to h. A raised to r also belongs to h means r must be equal to 0. R cannot be less than m. R cannot be a positive number, a positive integer less than m. So if this r must be is equal to 0, this is the only possibility here because m is the least positive integer we have taken. So r must be equal to 0. If r equal to 0, then what happens? We are getting t equal to mq. Okay. If r equal to 0, then we are getting t equal to mq. Now here I have taken any general element here. A raised to t be any element of h I have taken. So therefore I will write a raised to t is equal to a raised to t means it is equal to mq. This can be written a to the power of m whole to the power of q. So that is a raised to t is any arbitrary element of h and we are able to write any element of h as some integral power of a to the power of m. So that means here every element of h can be expressed as integral powers of a raised to m. So this shows that a raised to m is the generator of h. So that is h is equal to a m. So that a to the power of m. H is the cyclic group generated by a to the power of m. So this shows that every subgroup of a cyclic group is a cyclic group. So that is hence H is a cyclic group. Okay. Then we define one function here, pi function. So let n be an integer and let n can be written as p1 to the power of say a1 into p2 to the power of a2 into p3 to the power of a3 into pk to the power of ak, where p1, p2, p3 up to pk are primes. The meaning of this is, for example, if I take a set 10 can be written as 2 into 5. Okay, 2 is a prime number, 5 is also a prime number. That means 2 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of 1. Okay, and if we take 20 can be written as 2 square into 5, 4 into 5. 4 can be again divided into product of two primes there. That is 4 into 5. 4 into 5 means 2 square into 5. That is 2 square into 5 to the power of 1. So that is 20 can be written as 2 to the power of 2 into 5 to the power of 1. Similarly, 100 is there. 100 can be written as we have to divide. So 2 to the power of 2. Okay, 100 can be written as 4 into 25. Okay, 4 into 25. 4 can be written as 2 square. 25 can be written as 5 square. So that is 100 can be written as 2 to the power of 2 into 5 to the power of 2. So that is here. These must be prime numbers here. We have to write that any number, we can write any number in this form. After writing this, then we define one function here, that is pi of n. We call this as a pi function. Pi of n is equal to n into 1 minus 1 by p1. Okay, whatever may be this a1, a2, a3. So we are concerned with only p1, p2, p3, up to pk. Okay, so n into 1 minus 1 by p1 into 1 minus 1 by p2 into 1 minus 1 by p3 up to into 1 minus 1 by pk. I am getting something here. Okay, so here we are getting some, after simplification I am getting something here. What is this something is? This is equal to number of integers relatively prime to n. Okay, pi of n means is equal to this formula. This formula gives the number of integers relatively prime to n. So we get this result from number theory. For example, say if I take n equal to 10, right? If I take n equal to 10, 10 can be written as 2 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1. Okay. Then pi of 10 is equal to, here we take 10 here. This is 1 minus 1 by 2. This is 1 minus 1 by 5. Only two terms are there. 1 minus 1 by 2 is, this is nothing but 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 5 is the LCM here. 5 minus 1. 4 by 5. 4 by 5 into 1 by 2. Okay. 4 by 5 into 1 by 2, that gives 2 by 5. Okay. This is equal to 2 by 5. And here we have 10, n equal to 10. 5 into 1, 5 into 2 gets cancelled. We are getting 2 into 2, 4. That is, there are 4 integers less than 10 relatively prime to 10, and those are 1. Okay, 1 and 10. What is the greatest common divisor? 1 is the greatest common divisor. And then this is one number. 2 is not relatively prime because GCD equal to 2. Next, 3 is relatively prime to 10. That means here we take the 1, 3. 4 is not relatively prime because GCD becomes 2. 5 is also not relatively prime because GCD equal to 5. 6 is also not relatively prime to 10 because here 2 is the GCD. And 7, yes, 7 is relatively prime to 10 because GCD of 7 and 10 is equal to only 1. And 8 is not relatively prime to 10. But 9 is relatively prime to 10. So 1, 3, 7, 9. These are the 4 integers less than 10 and relatively prime to 10. So using this formula we can find out the number of integers less than the given integer which are relatively prime to that integer. Okay. Now here we have an example. Find the number of generators of the cyclic group of order 8, 10, 12, 24, 30, 60 is given. How to find the number of generators? We have one theorem here. Okay, that theorem is, I think it is here. Okay. See, theorem 30 is there. Let G is a cyclic group generated by A, okay, of order D, and A raised to K, where K is less than D, is also a generator if and only if K comma D is equal to 1. That means here, if K is relatively prime to D, then A raised to K is a generator. For example, here 8 is there. 8 is there. I have to find out, and here given that G is a cyclic group here of order 8, then some A is the generator of that group G. Then we have to find the number of integers which are relatively prime to 8 and which are less than 8. That is, 1 is relatively prime to 8. 1, 3 is there, it is also relatively prime. 5 is also relatively prime, 7 is also relatively prime. That is 1, 1, 3, 5, 7. So these are relatively prime to 8. Therefore, these are the generators. That is, total number of generators of cyclic group of order 8 is equal to 4. So like this we have to find out. And to find out this one, we use this pi function here. Okay. So these are the example. Find the number of generators of the cyclic group of order. Just we have to find out pi of 8, pi of 10, pi of 12, pi of 24, pi of 30, pi of 60. Okay. So here, first example, G is a cyclic group generated by A and order of G is equal to 8. Right. And we do write this 8 as 2 to the power of 3. That is prime to the power of something here. That is, only we have P1 here, no P2, only P1. Then according to this formula, pi of 8 is equal to n into, that is 8 into 1 minus 1 by P1. So that is 1 minus 1 by 2. This is 8 and this is half. This is equal to 4. So totally 4 integers are there which are less than 8 and relatively prime to 8. We can find out those integers 1, 3, 5, 7. A power 1 means A is a generator here. A cube is a generator. A raised to 5 is a generator. A raised to 7 is also a generator. So these are the total 4 generators are there. Coming to the second example, 10. So here let G is a cyclic group generated by A. Okay, given that order of G is equal to 10. 10 can be written as 2 into 5, that is 2 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1. P1 equal to 2, P2 equal to 5. Therefore, pi of 10 is equal to 10 into 1 minus 1 by P1 into 1 minus 1 by P2. This is 10, this is 1 by 2, half, this is 4 by 5. So 2 into 1, 2 into 2 gets cancelled here, 5 into 1, 5 into 2 gets cancelled, 2 into 2, this is equal. So 10 and 10 gets cancelled, so that I am getting it is equal to 4. So 4 integers are there which are less than 10 and relatively prime to 10. And a to the power of both integers are also the generators. Therefore here, now we find out which are relatively prime to 10. So 1 relatively prime to 10, that is 1 comma 10, GCD of 1 and 10 equal to 1. And 3 is also there, 3 comma 10 is equal to 1, 7 comma 10 equal to 1, 9 comma 10 equal to 1. That is GCD of 1 and 10 is 1, GCD of 3 and 10 is 1, GCD of 7 and 10 is 1, GCD of 9 and 10 is 1. These are the numbers, now integers, less than 10, relatively prime to 10. Therefore, one generator is a power of 1, that is a, second generator is a cube, third generator is a to the power of 7, fourth generator is a to the power of 9. So these are the 4 generators. Next example, given that G is cyclic generated by say A and order of G is equal to 12. Okay, how can we write this 12? 12 can be written as 4 into 3 and that 4 can be written as 2 square into 3 means 3 to the power of 1. So here my P1 equal to 2, P2 equal to 3. Then pi of 12 is equal to 12 into pi of n equal to n into 1 minus 1 by P1 into 1 minus 1 by P2 into 1 minus 1 by P3. Okay, that is the formula. So pi of 12 is equal to 12 into 1 minus 1 by P1, P1 is 2, into 1 minus 1 by P2, P2 is 3. Okay, so that is here. And simplifying this, this is equal to half, this is equal to 2 by 3, right? 12 into 1 by 2, 2 by 3. So 2 gets cancelled here, 3 into 1, 3 into 4. Again, we have the 4 generators are there. And now we find out, to find out the generators, I have to find out the integers which are relatively prime to 12. Okay. So here 1 is relatively prime to 12. Next 2, 3, 4 are not relatively prime. 5 is relatively prime to 12. 5 comma 12 equal to 1. Therefore, and 7 comma 12 is also equal to 1. 11 comma 12 is also equal to 1. So therefore, the generators are a power of 1, that is a raised to 5, a raised to 7, a raised to 11. So these are the 4 generators. Next example, G equal to A, that is G is the cyclic group generated by A and order of G is equal to 24. Now how can we write this 24? 8 into 3 we can write now. 8 can be written as 2 cube, 3 power of 1. These must be prime numbers. The bases must be prime numbers. Like that we have to split. Okay, 2 cube, 3 to the power of 1. P1 equal to 2, P2 equal to 3. Now pi of 24 is equal to 24 into 1 minus 1 by 2 into 1 minus 1 by 3. This is 24 into 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 into 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3. 2 gets cancelled. 3 into 1, 3 into 8, 3 into 8. Okay, so final answer is 8. So that is here. There are 8 generators. Okay, and those generators are the 8 to the power some integer. What I need to find out here is just I have to find out the number of integers less than 24 and relatively prime to 24. 1 relatively prime, 5 relatively prime, 7 relatively prime to 24, 11 is also relatively prime to 24, 13 is also relatively prime to 24, 17 is also relatively prime to 24, 19 is also relatively prime to 24, 23 is also relatively prime to 24. So therefore, a raised to 1, that is a raised to 5, a raised to 7, a raised to 11, a raised to 13, a raised to 17, a raised to 19 and a raised to 23. These are all the generators. Okay, 8 generators are there. Next example, G equal to A, that G is the cyclic group generated by some elements say A, and given that order of G is equal to 30 and 30 can be written as 6 into 5. Okay, again 6 can be written as 2 into 3, that is 2 power 2 into 3 into 5, that means 2 raised to 1, 3 raised to 1, 5 raised to 1. This is P1, this is P2, this is P3. Now we have to find out pi of 30. So pi of 30 equal to 30 into 1 minus 1 by P1 into 1 minus 1 by P2 into 1 minus 1 by P3. This is equal to 30 into this value is 1 by 2. And this value is 2 by 3, and this value is 5 minus 1, 4 by 5. Okay, so here 2 gets cancelled here. This is 5 into 3 is 15 into this is 2, 15 into 1, 15 into 2 gets cancelled. Okay, so that is 2 into 4, that is 8 is the value. Now, here also we have 8 generators are there. We have to find out the integer which are less than 30 and relatively prime to 30. So 1, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, next 23, next 29. So these are all the numbers, integers less than 30, and these are all relatively prime to 30. That is, if you take 29 comma 30 equal to 1, no divisor is common here, only 1 is the common divisor. Between 23 and 30, again 1 is the common divisor. Between 19 and 30, only 1 is the common divisor. Between 17 and 30, 1 is the common divisor. So that is here, these are all less than 30 and relatively prime to 30. Therefore, a raised to 1, that a raised to 7, a raised to 11, a raised to 13, a raised to 17, a raised to 19, a raised to 23, a raised to 29. These are all the generators. Okay. Next example, given that G is cyclic group generated by some element say A, given that order of G is equal to 60. Okay, now 60 can be written as 15 into 4, and 4 can be written as 2 square. This is 3 raised to 1, 15 means that is 3 into 5. 3 raised to 1, 5 raised to 1. So this is prime, this is prime, this is prime. So total this value is equal to 60. This is P1, this is P2, and this is P3. Now we have to find out pi of 60. Pi of 60 is equal to 60 into 1 minus 1 by P1, 1 minus 1 by P2, 1 minus 1 by P3. This is equal to 60 into this value is 1 by 2, this value is 2 by 3, this value is 4 by 5. So denominator 5 into 3, 15, 15 into 2 is 30, 30 into 1, 30 into 2 gets cancelled, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 4, 16. So that is here, there are 16 integers less than 60 which are relatively prime to 60. And here we have to find a total 16 integers here less than 60 which are relatively prime to 60. One by one we can find out. But here to find out this one, I have used one language here. This is Python language I have used to find the number of integers less than 60 and relatively prime to 60. You can write this program in Scilab, or you can write this program in Maxima, or we can write this program in MATLAB also. The syntax, more or less syntax is same. While loop is there, there also while loop is there, and we have to use this command. Okay, so here what I am doing is from mass import star, we have to import mass, and we are taking n is equal to 60. I am using while loop here. First I will initialize I is equal to 1 here. While I is less than or equal to n, if GCD of 1 comma n is equal to 1, that means if I is related to prime to n, GCD of this and this equal to 1 means I and n are relatively prime. If they are relatively prime, then print I, otherwise don't print anything. Again go to the next statement here, I becomes I plus 1, next again it will go here. If it I is less than or equal to n, then it will check whether GCD is equal to 1 or not. If not, if it is yes, then it will print. Okay, otherwise it will go to the next statement here. That first time what happens here, I equal to 1. Okay, is 1 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Is GCD of 1 and 60 equal to 1? Yes. So that it prints 1. Next it comes here. I becomes I plus 1. 1 plus 1 I becomes 2 now. Is 2 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Is GCD of 2 and 60 is equal to 1? No. Because 2 is the GCD here. Then this is not printed. Then I becomes 3 here. Okay. 2 plus 1 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Then is 3 comma 60 equal to 1? No, because 3 is the GCD here. Then this is not printed. I becomes 4 now. Is 4 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Is GCD of 4 comma 60 equal to 1? No. So here in this case 4 is the GCD here. Next this is not printed here. Then it will go to this one. I becomes now say 5. 4 plus 1 5. 5 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Is GCD of 5 and 60 equal to 1? No, because 5 is the greatest common divisor. Then I become 6 here. 6 less than or equal to 60? Yes. 6 comma 60 equal to 1? No. Then this is not executed. I becomes now 7 now. 7 less than or equal to 60? Yes. Is 7 comma 60 equal to 1? Yes. Okay. Because the greatest common divisor of 7 and 60 is equal to 1. That is, the 7 is relatively prime to n. Therefore, it prints here. Then I becomes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 like this. Okay. So here I use this program. Then I got these are the values here. So that is if GCD is if I is relatively prime to n, then only I told the computer to print. It prints 1, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 49, 53, 50. These are totally 16 integers less than 60 and relatively prime to 60. Therefore, the number of the generators are a raised to 1, that is a raised to 7, a raised to 11, a raised to 13, a raised to 17, a raised to 19, a raised to 23, a raised to 29, a raised to 31, similarly up to a to the power 59. These are all the generators. Like this we can find the number of generators and the generators. Okay. Okay, I will stop here.